Well, I guess we can stand up, say the Pledge of Allegiance, we'll say a quick prayer, and we'll call the meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father God, just be with us as we try to guide this school in the direction that you see fit. Lord, just continue to bless everything that goes on here at Cherokee Public Schools, and be with everybody involved. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hey!
Hey.
DJ! Sure glad you texted me, Judy.
Hey Judy,
Yes.
would you pull that door shut? It's going to stay cooler in here.
No, no.
All right, 7:01, I'll call the meeting to order. Judy, if you'll take the record absent.
Before you go on, if you would allow me to introduce a new staff member who couldn't make it last month. I'm going to let Ruth introduce her new fourth grade teacher, Mallory.
Not Megan.
Not Megan. I keep calling her Megan, so
This is
sorry.
Mallory Klein. She's originally from Medford. And we're glad to have her. She's in her fourth grade.
How long you been teaching?
This will be my fourth year.
Fourth year? Okay, cool.
We won't have the Medford thing again.
Okay, well, that's good.
I noticed our
I've
reds,
been out of school for a
our
very
reds
long
have
time.
gotten closer together and the Cardinals more metamorphed into a crimson.
Enid in Wichita.
You know, what, and I think it was not departmentalized.
It was in Wichita, and that was our first year to do that. So, never again. Hopefully.
So she's going to be a fourth grade teacher. She and Heidi are going to keep their classes all day long, and the kids will kind of have a little more stability until we throw them into fifth grade and make them change around and do stuff. So, glad to have you. So glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Did you get to see your room yet? Or
Yes.
seen anything?
And she's going to rent one of our houses.
Okay.
She just hasn't decided which one will
I'm
bed will live
indecisive.
in.
That's all right.
We're glad to have you. I think you'll like it. So we got good people here.
That's always a plus.
Yeah, thanks for
I
coming.
don't know, that first day I came in there.
Oh my goodness. I was in Judy's office getting a therapy session. And I was like, Judy, somebody's out there. It's just Ruth. And Ruth was like, no. I mean, Judy's like, no, we don't want to talk to you. And here was a brand new
She's like, hello.
I'm like, welcome. We're a loving group. Welcome to our group.
They're just bringing
You
me
didn't tell her,
in.
Ruth?
She had to with us or so.
I was like, oh.
First impression's always the best.
The superintendent needs therapy and the administrative assistant is snappy. Good times.
Good job.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Approval of the consent agenda, A through N, and I believe that we had one email that didn't make it, so I'll give you guys some time to go through there in this packet. What didn't make it?
The payroll?
The payroll?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. If anybody's got any questions on that, you can do that.
And the fundraiser is stadium seats. Bryce will be doing that this year and I'll go right into his football account.
Do we have information on that, or is that?
Yeah, this one right here.
I had a couple of questions that
Okay.
I wanted to discuss that fundraising.
Okay.
How many seats do we have on that? Do you remember?
I do not remember how many, but we made about, let's say like $5,000-$6,000. Does that sound right? From selling, or 3, 4? It was someplace in there. It was, I think people liked it, being able to have their own seat, have their name on it. And last year we kept the money and we put it into general athletics because we had spent so much money on the equipment and everything that happens with the new facility. And so this year he's going to charge $100 for a seat, and then will go from last year. If somebody wanted to buy a seat when they came through the door, they could do it for $7. But when they come through the door now, it'll be $10 to sit in a red seat, or you could sit on the bleachers for the same price as a regular admission ticket. And that way it kind of evens out the people who buy the stadium seat. It's not like, well, I could just come in and buy it for $7 and not get my own seat. So it kind of makes it equitable for them to do that. But it was a pretty substantial fundraiser for us to begin the year with, which was nice. And this year our athletic activity account is pretty healthy as opposed to last year when we had kind of spent a lot because of getting on our feet with that. So
The reason I bring that up is because it seems like I remember there being a lot of empty chairs.
yeah,
And people don't want to sit there because
they didn't pay the bid.
they didn't pay the deal. And I don't know, I think it's kind of silly to have all the nice chairs and have more people that could use them.
Mhm.
The football's never had trouble raising money with whatever projects they're doing, and I kind of feel like they're getting a free pass just by using the facility, you know, I mean.
Yeah, I feel what you're kind of getting at, I think can be taken care of if we want to have further discussion about the price of the red seating as admission. Like, if we want to keep the seat back chairs as this is your chair, because sometimes people like to pay that money and they like to have their own seat, and they like to know that's where my seat's going to be and nobody can sit in it. And if the questions that you have are about, still having too many seats that are open that we should be using, then we can talk about just going general admission price with the rest of the seating. Kind of puts the people at a disadvantage of doing a seat because they pay a little more for it. But either way, it doesn't really, one way or the other, we're gonna put people in the stadium.
Yeah, I want people, if there's empty seats, I think they should have the ability to, if you want to pay and have a seat back, I'm fine with that, but I think to exclude anybody else that doesn't feel like paying, and then those seats stay open.
So kind of what you're thinking along the lines is go ahead and do the seat sales, but not segregate the seating prices.
Personally, it would, I'll be honest, just from, we did this last year. This is the first year we've ever done that. It's the first year we've ever had back with armrest chairs to even try to do that with. But I just saw so many empty chairs, and I don't know, I kind of think that we should just maybe not do it, but I don't know if anybody else has any concerns or thoughts. I wish Bryce was here to tell me what else he could do, or, because I don't want to put a big problem in this fundraising deal, but it's high school football.
We can table it, and I can ask Bryce to come in July, and we can have a discussion with Bryce about it if you'd like to do it that way. There's no.
Well, does anybody else have anything? Am I the only one that?
Well, maybe allow the fundraiser, but then go ahead and open the other to the general after the
Open the
fact.
fund-
Because,
open the
well,
fund.
not make it be a requirement, because then at least those that are wanting to pre-get those seats
They can still
in,
reserve their chairs.
they're still
they want
getting,
those
and they're getting
seats.
them at the cost they want to pay.
Right.
Because I know the people that did pay it last year, they had nothing else but good things to say because they knew that they could go in and not have to fight. They knew exactly where they was going. They had that seat, and they knew that they was going to, they picked that seat out,
Okay.
and they were able to see what they wanted to see and where they wanted to sit at.
Another angle to look at it is that we could reduce the price of the seat to just be the exact same price as what it is to get in regularly. You just pay it up front and you have your seat. I mean, that's another way to do that.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'd like to discuss it a little bit.
I'd like to discuss it.
Okay. Well, we just table that fundraiser request. Well, like I said, we didn't do it until August anyway last year, so we're really ahead. We're a month ahead, so we can table it and talk about it in July.
Okay. It's fine with me. I just want to get, like I said, I wish Bryce was here to go off on some stuff. That's fine. So does anybody have any questions on A through M?
Make a motion to approve A through M and table N.
Amber's made a motion, A through M, table N. Do I have a second? Jeff, second. Judy?
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Eller?
Yes.
Willhite.
Yes.
There's no need for number 3, no actions needed since everyone's here.
Okay, so moving on to number 4, board to consider and take action on a resolution authorizing the calling and holding of a special election to be held in the school district to authorize the issuance of general obligation bonds.
Andy's going to go over a little bit of the numbers for the bond that we need to run. I think that we're probably going to have to wait a month to call for it because of time restrictions on the last time that we ran a bond. I feel like we could have done it under the guidelines that they have, but just to make sure that we're doing everything the right way and we don't want to give anybody a reason to question. I think that I will ask you not to call for the resolution tonight, but to maybe for the July meeting we'll call for it. And we'll push that bond maybe back from August to September and be able to make sure that we have all our I's dotted and our T's crossed. But even so, I appreciate that Andy was here tonight to kind of go over the numbers and the schedule. It's a little bit different than it was the last time just because I think we're calling for around the same amount.
Yeah.
And, but we're doing a little bit of different stuff with it. We're
Is it
going-
because of the same amount? Is that what that ties it so close to the last bond that we're having to
Yeah.
push back another month?
Yeah, the reason is, it gets kind of gray. So it says unless you're making significant changes, you have to wait 4 months after your election to call for another one. That's still another 9 days from now, so we're under that 4 months. So we are making some changes. Are they significant? Possibly,
Interpretation.
but it's up to interpretation. And I just thought we're better off waiting
Better
one
safe
more
than
month. It's not going to change the long-term timing of when you actually get the funds. So we were talking about it a little earlier today, and probably could have discussed it earlier, but thought, let's just be as conservative as possible. Let's wait another month on the election day, and that way we know for sure if anyone ever wanted to cause a problem, we waited the full 4 months.
Okay.
And
So that was my thought.
we are coming at this bond even more conservative in a lot of ways.
That's right, yeah.
Just to be able to make sure that we are, feel good about it and we get the money that we need and we also don't place any questions out there. So I'll just turn it over to Andy
Yeah.
and let him kind of tell you.
So I'll pass out these schedules, and there's 2 pages to this, and the front page is what we did last time. Now, I just want to kind of remind ourselves what we did last time. The second page is what we're potentially looking at for the next election, just so we can kind of see the difference of, because
It's tiny.
it's not a major difference, so I wanted to make sure you have both these so you can kind of be able to decipher. And it is hard to read. I apologize for the small print. You know what I mean? That's the way it always is, unfortunately. I'm trying to get all on one page. But so again, this is what we did last time. So up here at the top, we voted 7.635 million to net 5.75. The red font was the new bonds that we were looking at. The blue font was our already previous vote that we had. And so you can see it ran out through 2026. So that was about a 9-year series bond, 9 years worth of bonds, from 17 through 26. And if you look down at the bottom, the millage rate, this is double black lace annually, the millage rate. Our target since we voted that last bond issue, the blue one, was 22 mils. We had a bunch of fluctuation in the valuation, remember, so it's kind of been up and down. But again, this target was 22 mils to keep exactly where we told patrons at the last election, excuse me. So that was our target there. So if you flip to the second page, this is what we're looking at proposing for the new one. And so again, back to the top, you'll see the dollar amounts change a little bit. We're only voting 7.5 million, so down a little bit. To net about 5.5 million, so also down a little bit, doing a little bit less than we were before, so we're voting a little bit less. Same thing on the left side. The red is our new ones. The only difference is, if you look down at the valuation, which is below the millage rate, previously we projected a little bit of growth in the valuation each year. It was a pretty conservative estimate based on where you all have been in the past. This time we took that out completely. Got to get more conservative with the growth rates. What if we don't grow at all? What would that do to us? And so if you'll see here, this one, if you read really small, this is actual. That's this year. It's 34,915,059. That stays flat throughout the life of it, projecting no growth at all.
Yeah.
And then we still, right above that, you'll see keep our mills at 22 mils. Okay? But in order to do that, if we're lowering our growth, but keeping our mills the same, that means we can't sell quite as much in some of these years. So we're going to push it out a year longer. So you'll see this last bond issue instead of 2026 is 2027. So now instead of being 9 years with the bonds, it's 10 years with the bonds. But again, the goal being, let's keep our mills at 22, where we told people we'd been to that last election. That's why we're pushing out a year longer. And we could shorten it up to 9 years, but that mill, instead of being 22, it may be 23 or 24. But that's not what we want to try to do. That was not one of our goals. So again, it's pretty minor differences. The dollar amounts don't change a lot, down a couple $100,000. We're going 1 year longer, but we've gotten much more conservative with our growth rate going forward. And that was one of the points that people brought up to us in some of the meetings was, you know, the growth and the valuation and what happens if it doesn't grow and things like that. And so the big thing with this is, you know, again, it's all driven by that valuation. If the valuation goes up, we sell a little more, we sell a little faster. If the valuation actually drops a little bit, then we just spread these bonds out a little bit if we need to try to keep that millage rate at 22 mils. So even though this is what we're looking at now, if we get into year 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, whatever, we're not stuck with these dollar amounts and these terms. We can be fluid with that. We're stuck with this vote amount. We can't sell more than that 7.5, but how much we sell and what kind of term we put it on, we can adjust that as we go to hit that
We
target.
can extend it.
That's right, if we need to. If we don't grow it all, or even if it drops a little bit.
We just really want to leave the millage rate around 22.
The millage rate, yeah, that's the number one thing.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Now here you show that it drops like 19.
Yep, so as that last one starts to pay off a little bit, you'll see it drops down. So that's where you come back if you wanted to keep it up and vote something else at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. And in any one of these years, you'll see we just have these, at any one time, just a couple bonds outstanding. You'll see one blue and one red. So we're never going to be close to our capacity. And so that's something, even if we got to year 4, 5, 6, we said, gosh, this has been going great, but we really need to build something else. We have a bunch of kids come in or whatever the reason is. You have the ability to go and do something else. Now, it may cause a tax increase at that time, depending on what you want to do, but the ability is there. You're not tied in with nothing else the next 10 years. And it would just be a matter of how much you need. Can we layer it in and not increase taxes, or is it going to increase a little bit? You know, we don't know that until we get to that time, but just want you to know the ability is there if something comes up in that 10-year window.
The bond changed just a little bit. We went ahead and put in $300,000 for one-to-one technology for our kids. So if it passes, we will immediately be ready to put everybody on a Chromebook or a iPad, depending on their age. I still have the roof on, but the roof increased a little bit in cost because they just put inflation. Yeah, so the architect got me the new numbers on that. We're still paying off the remainder of the complex, and then we are also still going to upgrade the elementary playground with some good safety features. And I've also kind of built in a little bit of construction costs for some awnings for the elementary. And so the only difference is that we traded out some technology and some construction costs for elevator and air conditioner. And if we want to do that in the gym at some time after this passes, we can decide if we want to spend monies that we already have on hand to do that, or not. So, and more than willing to be open for discussion on any of that.
And Donna got the payoff on the complex for the bank, and we actually added a little bit of extra to that just to make sure if something happens and timing-wise, something that runs long, we've got enough money if it run, we need a couple extra weeks or whatever to pay that deal off. So we're not going to shortchange ourselves on that side either.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're covering all our bases that way.
What usually happens with the millage rate? I mean, is there any reason we should ever let it go back down?
Most schools don't. The hard part about it is most schools, once patrons have gotten used to paying a certain millage rate or tax rate, they get pretty comfortable. And so unless there's just an outcry from the community to let it go down, most schools will try to vote something and keep it at least where it's at or where it's been at. Because if once it goes down, well, if you need to vote something, then it's got to be a tax increase. That's always harder to ask for. So yeah,
We've already made the jump.
that's right. You've been there, and so most schools, once they get it to a certain level, will try to keep it there. Very rarely do they let it go back down.
If the school wants to take it down, your city or local, take it down. Doesn't make up for it.
Right.
Because that's not our circus.
Yeah, we don't need to be in that
I get it.
Oh, well, do anybody else have any questions about the proposed bond? I believe that we will call it for it on the 12th of July.
So you don't need anything from
No,
us?
no action tonight. And just to give just some more food for thought, that September election date, I believe is the 12th, which is the second Tuesday.
September Okay. 12th.
Yeah, September 12th.
But I hear it's early.
And so we may need to talk about,
Doing it earlier than the 12th?
the cutoff date is probably July 11th or 12th.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to do a special meeting or just move your regular meeting up a few days. I'll go back and double check that and give it to you, and you guys can decide
Okay.
which will work better. I'm happy to come whenever you want me to, but you may have to look at the timing of that a little bit. So I think we talked about maybe doing the August election, because the last several years, the August election's been late in August, so that would have given us enough time. But this year, they moved the August election up to early August, August 9th. I think it's 9th, 8th or 9th. Whereas the last several years, it's been the 26th or 27th. So we're just pushing it back a little bit. I don't think timing-wise, it'll just push us back getting the money probably 15, 20 days, something like that. So it shouldn't be a major difference.
Special if you need or whatever you need.
All right, when Andy gets hold of me, I'll
I'll call you back tomorrow and
we'll
double
see,
check those
and I'll look
dates.
at
So
the
we're,
calendar and see what
Yeah.
else going on. We'll get it taken care of in that way. You know, I think things are, I'm a little bit relieved just because when you try to call it and run it on the 8th or 9th of August, that's a little before we start school, and a lot of people are on vacation during those weeks. So, you know, I'd like everybody to have the opportunity to vote and be here, and, you know, school will be started back up, and we'll have kind of a, whatever normal is going
yeah.
back.
Well, you may have some opportunities, people coming back in to pick up schedules, meet teachers or whatever, to, you know, have pictures or information or something. Whereas instead of forcing them to come just for the bond issue, they're already coming anyways, and just give it to them while they're here. So there may be some advantages to do that anyways, just in terms of people coming through the doors.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Rick.
It was good.
All right, appreciate you guys. If you have any questions or think of anything else, just let Donna know when she get hold of me, so.
So no action on the form around
No action.
Vote to approve membership in CCOSA, OSSBA, OROS, OSAG, insurance for workers' compensation, and OSIG liability insurance for the 17-18 school year.
When I did this agenda, we didn't have all of the invoices, but it's a yearly thing that we do. We're back with these. And I just kind of wanted to let you know that OSIG is our, OSIG is our liability insurance, and it did come out to about $48,000. So it didn't fluctuate that much. It's kind of on the norm, so we get that in. So, they let us pay in 3 installments. Thank you very much. And we'll get that paid, and we'll insure everything. And what we've done over this last year is, you know, we've had so much growth in our buildings and our equipment and things like that, that we've been adding machinery and all of the complex and things like that to make sure that we are covered in the event of a disaster or something. So making sure all of that. So I do recommend that we approve membership to the organizations that keep us going.
Amber's made a motion, TJ second, Judy.
Allison?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Eller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Littlefield?
Yes. Number 6, appoint superintendent as agent to assure compliance for the AHERA program's purchasing agent. Read the rest.
That's just so that I can sign for everything that we need to do, yearly housekeeping. If you don't want to make me the civil rights compliance person, that is fine.
Yeah,
That
love
is
that
a
one.
4.5-hour report that I've still got to sit
And
down.
I am not the backup choice for this.
No, that's just housekeeping.
Amber's motion, Jeff second, Judy.
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Eller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Number 7, vote to approve Kellogg and Solomon as consultants for the E-rate for the 17-18 school year.
To do our E-rate, that reimburses us for money for our lines, our internet, all of that stuff, and OUSF for Oklahoma also. They do that, and they work very closely with Amanda Tucker, and she's doing a fine job of making sure we're on top of all of that. And you know what? Do you remember last year, we were back and forth with a lawsuit? I have not heard a word from them in a year. So whatever Andy, who gets done, he's done a good job, so
Fluffed them off. Good.
pretty excited about that, so. I do recommend that we approve Kellogg and Sovereign as our E-rate
I
consultants.
make a motion to approve the Kellogg.
TJ, Tony second, Judy.
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Eller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Number 8, vote to approve temporary appropriations for the 17-18 school year.
Buddy sent us the temporary appropriations. He is one of the most conservative auditors I've ever seen, and so he does 75% of what was the previous year. And I've never seen anything lower than 80. So it's good because we've only appropriated 75% of what we spent the previous year in the event there's a fluctuation in oil and gas, the state, all the problems that go on. So what we'll do is, there's 3 papers here. The president and the clerk need to sign, and then we send it on to the county excise board, and then that approves us to keep our finances going starting July 1. So I do recommend that we approve the 75% FY17 for our estimated needs.
Motion approved. Jeff's motion, Amber second, Judy.
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Feller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Number 9, discussion and vote to renew the contract with Alpha Plus for the 17-18 school year.
That contract is something that we've been doing. This is probably the 3rd or 4th year. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it before. So I went ahead.
Just prior to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and put it through so you can kind of see the contract to see what we're paying for. I can't say enough about what they do for us. It's a blueprint. It's like we've got so much upheaval with standards and what's going on new with the state and federally too. They keep up with that. They're at every meeting, and then they bring it back to us. And I think that we are just going to be unbelievably pleased with our scores and our A-through-F reporting for this next year. So I definitely recommend that we continue that.
What grades are they going to
It's
next year?
school-wide.
Okay.
And the elementary has really got, they're on track. They know what they're doing. We've got some new people that maybe haven't worked with Alpha, so they'll get some training. But what Anita, our person is going to do is really focus on the middle school and high school to kind of see where we're falling through some cracks. But they're not bad scores in middle school, high school. They could be better, so we're going to focus on that.
Amber's made a motion, TJ second, Judy?
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Feller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Number 10, discussion and vote to renew the contract with the Center for Education Law for the 17-18 school year.
Andy Fugit, I think he's done a great job for us.
Motion,
Second.
Amber second, Judy?
Who made the motion?
I did.
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Feller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Donna, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. And you really wanted our attorney card
Yeah,
back.
I like
I
it.
get it.
Number 11, discussion and vote to allow USA Track and Field Oklahoma to utilize the Cherokee Sports Complex on June 23rd to the 24th.
I wanted to make sure it was okay with you all that we had, we basically are 2 days of renting it out. They're going to pay us $1,000 to be here on those dates, and so there's quite a big turnout. So I think it's a really good, it's positive advertisement for our school, and we'll put the $1,000 into the general athletics activity account to help pay for officials and whatnot.
We get the concession stand.
We do get the concession. We get the concession.
Motion to approve.
TJ's motion, Jeff second.
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Feller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Number 12, proposed executive session to discuss the employment of an elementary teacher and extra duty assignments for the school year 17-18, so that the board can return to open session, vote to employ or not to employ the elementary teacher on a temporary contract, and approve extra duty assignments for the school year 17-18. This executive session permitted by 25 OS 307B1. Amber's made a motion.
Second.
TJ second.
Who made the motion?
Amber, TJ.
You guys are so quiet tonight, I can't hear you. Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Feller? Willhite?
Yes.
It is 7:29.
Love you, Judy.
Return, TJ second. Judy.
Who made the motion?
Amber.
Amber.
Okay.
And TJ.
Okay.
901.
Allison?
Yes.
Wyatt?
Yes.
Feller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Littlefield?
Yes, 901.
During executive session, we discussed the employment of an elementary teacher and extra duty assignments for the school year 2017-2018, so that we could return to open session and vote to employ or not employ.
Thank you. Number 16, vote to employ or not to employ Debbie Bidby, elementary teacher on temporary contract for the 17-18 school year.
Motion to.
Amber's made a motion. Jeff second. Judy?
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Heller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Number 17, vote to approve or not to approve the extra duty schedule for the 17-18. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Amber second. Judy?
Littlefield?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Heller?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Number 18, vote to approve or not to approve the surplus of the following band instruments listed below.
Motion.
Amber,
I
TJ,
don't pronounce any of them.
Amber second.
Littlefield?
Yes.
Willhite?
Yes.
Heller?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
19, principals report.
Jimmy has an appointment in the morning, so he wasn't here today, so we will let Miss Richmond take it all.
Don't have too much going on. Our building, elementary building's almost ready for school. We've got to finish waxing the cafeteria area and they've fixed our plumbing issue in
Kindergarten
kindergarten.
building, yes.
The right way.
Yeah, they tore out cement. Well, we hope. We haven't got to try it yet. So they put cement back in and now they put the cabinet back in today. They had to tear out the cabinet where the sink was. Put it back in today. And now I put carpet back in there, tile, and TV's ready to put the water fountain in as soon as Rex comes to put the electric outlet in.
Both rooms are gonna get a water fountain that has the bottle
Yeah, we,
filler.
Just a little bit of carpet that they didn't finish. We thought it was gonna be finished last Friday, and otherwise, we're done. We've got our enrollment package ready to mail out to July, so. We're about ready to roll already. We're about ready to get away for
For a
a
while.
little while.
I gotta take over last year, didn't it? Was that last year?
Yeah, last year.
This summer, they're one buying a house in the middle of like Nebraska.
Yeah, she became a game warden.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
She's moved to Lynn County, she's a game warden, and she's like 8 miles from Nebraska.
Wow.
If she gets the ball, remodeling that before school starts. I'm not very good at that.
number 20, superintendent's report.
It really has been kind of quiet since graduation. We got all of our, summer construction projects and cleaning projects are underway, and seems like we have a lot less this year than we did last year. I don't know why, but it just seems a lot quieter. But everything's going well, and it's going to be time to start gearing up for a new year and getting everything set. So it's a great day to be a chief.
Yes, it is. All right. Number 21, new business.
There's no new business.
Number 22, do I have a motion?
Second.
Jeff, motion. TJ, second.
Willhite?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Heller?
No.
Heller?
Oh,
Littlefield?
Yes, 9:05.
I'm gonna send these appropriation sheets for you guys to sign.